My name is Sharon Fekete, and I am the founder of The Doctor Whisperer, which means that I help navigate physicians through their business. I tend to focus a lot more on your mental health versus your physical health. I think obviously both are very important, but if you spend some time working on your insides and then working on your outsides, it usually translates better because, you know, we don't typically eat a box of Twinkies because we're feeling really great about ourselves, you know? There's usually something going on inside. So I always encourage people, not just physicians, you know, if they're having a rough day, you really have to take a step back and just something simple like breathing in and out and taking a moment and stepping away from whatever it is that's causing conflict or chaos in your life at the moment.
Trauma is not what happens to you, it's what happens inside of you. I didn't know any of that. I'm very grateful that I know now, but it wasn't until I started seeking more.
I wrote a book. It's called The Broken Road to Mental Health in Life and in Business. So what I have found in the business community, that there are a lot of people struggling as entrepreneurs because, as we know, being business owners is a very stressful life. So if I humble myself and I tell you my story about the things that I've gone through, it might be a little easier for you to talk to me about what you've been through. If you have to take care of a lot of people, if you're an employer, if you're a boss, if you're a consultant or an author, you really have to make sure that your mental health is on point. I can't teach anybody anything that I haven't worked out in my own life.
So I went to see this gentleman, Ben, every Tuesday in Manhattan, and he was my dad's EMP counselor, and I think that is a very important part of any company to have some type of a resource. I'm so glad that you're going to be talking about that later, because mental health, it shouldn't be this stigma around it. You know, I know every single person in this room, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, has been affected in some way by something: anxiety, depression, alcoholism, drug addiction, maybe not you. And the more we talk about it, the more opportunity we have to normalize it.
And now that COVID-19 case numbers are dropping, many companies are asking employees to return to work in person.
But some people are feeling anxiety about leaving their home offices. New tonight, ABC Action News anchor Wendy Ryan talks to a local health industry expert about easing that transition.
This is tough stuff. There's not a person in the world right now, not just here in Tampa Bay, in the world right now, that hasn't gone through something very traumatic through this pandemic.
Sharon Fekete is a recovering addict, health industry expert, and founder of The Doctor Whisperer, helping run medical practices from New York to Florida. She recommends as employees come back to the workplace, managers need to pay attention, especially if any staff members are acting differently.
But if they're a little more sluggish, or maybe they're not socializing, or maybe they're, not putting the camera on, somebody has to be bold enough to ask the question, are you okay? What's going on?
Fekete says those same leaders need to be more sensitive and open-minded, asking employees how they want to move forward.
The employees are really counting on the employers to guide them through this. So getting that feedback from your staff is crucial. Don't just assume everybody's going to be super hyped up to be working from home.
And for the strong leaders out there, she says self-care is a must. So make sure you practice what you preach.
If you are not taking care of yourself, you absolutely cannot take care of anybody else. If you are telling everybody that they need to go and get some therapy, well, that's great. Are you practicing that yourself? People need to really take those breaks.
She also recommends checking on friends, especially those you think have it all together.
Check on your strong friends. Check on your friends that are funny. Check on your friends that are always look like they're doing great. Those are the ones that could probably use your help. The ones that are always providing a solution are the ones that need the most help.
Wendy Ryan, ABC Action News.